So recently there's been a lot of talk about Canada becoming a 51st state or the 51st state. You know, this idea that Trump's going to come in, take over Canada, we're all going to live happily ever after, and then everyone's reacting to this. You would think that this would be a moment that unites Canadians, but instead it's actually divided us more than ever because once again, as per usual, everyone's retreating into their partisan corners. They're taking their partisan roll calls. You're either for it or against it, and it's your politics dictating your stance. I get it. You hate Trudeau and you hate Trump, and because of that, some of you are ready to sacrifice Canada just to own Trudeau and become a MAGA American, while others cling to her just to spite Trump, despite emulating America's woke policies for years. But here's the thing. Almost no one is making their case without those political disclaimers. Virtually no one. So let me ask you something. What about a third option? What about a third position? One that says, I love my country first and foremost. Not because of nor in spite of my politics, but because it's mine. That leaf is mine. Instead, I'm seeing a very disturbing trend. Those of you who claim to champion rights and freedoms for Canadians who'd rather go to jail than comply with government mandates, when the going gets tough and we're out here scrambling for basic necessities, that's it? You're done? You're waving the white flag? Look, trust me when I say that I wholly support a rejection of Trudeauism. I have my F. Trudeau stickers too. My family, a family of 6, has been buried under his policies. Life is literally unaffordable for us, and I don't even know what disposable income is anymore. Dreams of owning a home seem like we're stuck. Groceries, they're double what they were pre-COVID. Rent is triple, even quadruple what it was a decade ago. There's taxes on taxes on taxes. I mean, this guy can't get gone soon enough, but he is leaving. So why are you throwing in the towel now? Listen, do you think the soldiers who returned from World War I had it any easier? They came home injured, shell-shocked, sick, and so dirt poor they were begging for basic workers' rights and livable wages. And yet they still had enough fight in them to reshape Canada into something stronger, into something greater. They forever changed the economic and political landscape and created the very great white North we know and love, or knew and loved. And then meanwhile today we have more resources, more opportunities, and yet somehow less resolve. But liberals, don't think you're off the hook either. I find it incredibly insulting that you're trying to claim the moral high ground on this, acting like you are the true patriots, as if you didn't stand by, mock, and outright celebrate when your fellow Canadians had their rights trampled by government. Let's be clear. Only tyrants disarm their citizens whilst flooding their home with strangers, tax them into oblivion, and then outlaw criticism of themselves. You think tyrants only come with orange faces and foam at the mouth because that's what the media says. But no, like a devil who comes as an angel of light, they come with duck socks and pretty smiles, telling you that stripping away your rights is for your own good. It's for your safety and your best interest. And yet you have the audacity to call that patriotism? Let's be honest, you don't respect this country at all. You want to reshape it from the ground up, erase its values, its identity, its traditions, literally everything that makes it great. You don't preserve something you love by entirely dismantling it. So let's ask the real question. Was the last decade an accident? Was it just bad luck that Canada and every other progressive run nation has been slowly suffocating under the same policies? Or maybe, just maybe, this was never about Trudeau and progressivism. Maybe the real reason you fear Trump isn't because he'd make life worse for us, but because he'd make life better for us. And that terrifies you because then you'd have to admit you've been wrong. But let me be crystal clear about this. The answer is not to throw Canada away. If you're willing to give up your country because of one bad leader, because of one bad decade, how patriotic can you really be? And yet, if you think Trudeau or Carney, same poop, different pile, are the best we can do, you're selling Canada short. I'm not the one deepening the divide. I'm telling you that neither side has the moral high ground here. And I'm begging you to recognize and embrace the nuance. If you need proof that it exists, just look around. Despite all of the complaining and all the frustration, you're all still here. For all the Trudeau haters out there, you haven't left. You didn't become American on your own volition. And for all the liberals preaching superiority, keep in mind that you're fighting for a country you claim is so deeply flawed that it needs radical transformation. So maybe that's the real message, the real takeaway here. Maybe instead of tearing each other apart, we should recognize what unites us. We all chose to stay. We all chose to remain Canadian. We all choose to be here despite our differences and grievances, and we all fly the same flag. That's the golden opportunity we're missing. That's where the unity is. Not in politics, but in the fact that Canada is our shared home and native land. And if that is true, then we should be honored to stand on guard for her together. Now it's your turn. I want you to tell me why you agree or disagree with a 51st state without resorting to your politics and without comparisons to America. I mean, this should be easy peasy. I made an entire video, a heartfelt pinned comment, and maple merchandise on the very topic of Canadianism and maple pride. Welcome to the third space where we have real conversations. Don't forget to share this with your fellow Leafs, and thanks for watching, eh?